Okay, we have recording. What's today's day?
Sorry, Sarah, just give me two more minutes and I'll be right back. Thank you so much.
What's today's day?
Hello, this is Sam.
Hi, Sam. This is Sarah.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay,
Hey,
pretty good.
I'm traveling to Bio right now, the conference, so I can't come on video right now.
Okay, that's fine, fine. And take care. You're traveling via whatever. I don't want you to get an accident, so it's
No
fine.
worries.
Okay, great.
He's not driving, don't worry.
Okay, so that's why I never know. I just hate to talk to anyone when they're driving, even though they say they're hands-free. So where are you based, Dustin?
Oh, I'm in New York.
Okay, and Sam, where do you live? In New York as well?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ever down in Miami, you guys?
No, sorry, I misheard what you said. I'm not located in New York. I live in Miami.
Oh, you live in Miami. Oh, fantastic. Yes. But you're not going to be here
I'm in New York right now, traveling to Bio, because we had to go to a Michael J. Fox conference to present. So I had to give a talk there. So I'm in New York right now, and then I'm heading out now to head to Bio, San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I live in the company headquarters is in Miami.
Okay, great. I got confused. So that's fantastic, because even tomorrow, I'm joining some folks. We're doing at the University of Miami conference on some AI and healthcare. I was going to even invite you guys for tomorrow. They're doing a documentary on healthcare, medicine, and then there's a professor there from cardiology that's starting some work in healthcare. So I thought that's why I thought, Sam, I thought you were in Miami. So I thought you could join us there. But another time you can come out to see us since we're neighbors. Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. And where do you live, Sam?
Miami Beach.
Miami. Okay. All right. Okay, great. So just tell me, I need to get on another call, but I just wanted to, I've ran across some of your work. If you can tell me basically what you guys are doing. I'm a professor in the business school at the University of Miami in business technology and health informatics, and I also work with the medical school in their translational research group, where I help a number of our physicians bring their research to product. So that's kind of my role. And I do academic seminars where I'll have our physicians taking courses, and they kind of team up with finance people and computer science folks, and we kind of do some projects together. Plus I work with them individually on projects. So I was just interested when I saw you guys. That's what I thought, that you were in Miami. I wasn't familiar with you guys. So if you can kind of give me an overall, and especially what you're doing in AI. I looked a bit on your website. I got some clue, but if you can give me an overview of that.
Sure. So Terran Biosciences is a therapeutics and medical diagnostics software as a medical device company. And so what we have is we have some late-stage therapeutics for schizophrenia. The newest one that we've just released in development is called TerraXT. It's new prodrugs for an antipsychotic that we believe to be highly effective for schizophrenia. And then we have some other antipsychotics as well in development.
So these are all in development?
That's right. Some of them are previous phase 3 assets, and some we are what's called 505b2s. basically they're improved versions of existing antipsychotics.
Okay.
So, for example, there's an existing antipsychotic that's a twice daily drug, and we're making the long-acting form of that drug. So and then some are brand new antipsychotics that have never been approved before. Mm-hmm. We also are in the psychedelic space, and we have partnered also with Sanofi in that space, and we manufacture and do clinical studies with psilocybin, LSD, and have a technology to remove hallucinations from the psychedelics while maintaining the therapeutic benefit, which we believe will overcome some of the barriers to access that make psychedelics, inaccessible for some people, which is the long trip, associated with psychedelics.
Or even if they don't get it, people are afraid of it,
That's right. So this hopefully removes the trip, makes it easier. But and we also have compounds that are able to change the duration of psychedelic trips to match any duration needed. And that way, for people that do need that trip for therapy, the therapy doesn't have to be too long. It can be controlled by the doctor, and if there's a bad trip, it can be ended. So that's another innovation we're working on. And then in the AI space, we have a software as a medical device that was just FDA cleared to measure a biomarker for dopamine in the brain that's useful for diagnosing Parkinson's disease and schizophrenia.
So it's just for diagnosis?
Well, it's to aid in diagnosis and also can help. There's studies showing it can help predict who will get schizophrenia. But these are all kind of early. Those predictive technologies are not FDA cleared yet. But in the research field, there's a lot of early diagnosis being done with this biomarker as well. So in that sense, that's kind of the main. The AI is based on our software as a medical device. We have partnerships on that with Columbia University, University of Ottawa, and other universities. And that basically kind of sums up what we do at Terran.
Okay. And you have, and this FDA cleared, you're actually doing this as a service now with the biomarkers, or this is still in
that is
experiment?
Correct. Well, it has been FDA cleared.
Okay.
But we have not launched the product on the market yet because we just got the clearance a few months ago.
Okay. Cool.
And now we are preparing to launch the product.
Okay. And this would be done within, so if I had, I guess, you're working with then the radiologist. This is going to kind of like be an aid for the...
it basically is an automated MRI analysis tool that works on standard MRI scans to analyze a biomarker. And it's cloud-based as well, so it integrates with any doctor and hospital worldwide.
So basically, then the radiologist then basically sends that to you, and you come back with a report. Is that how it basically
that's
working?
It integrates directly into the medical record system that hospitals use, and so in that sense, it's very easy to do those report generations and send back what they need.
And do you have any, this is completely new to me, do you have any competition in that area? Or this is...
Right now we don't, because we're the only device in history that's been cleared for this marker, and the first and only at this time.
Because I wasn't familiar with it, so I just thought maybe I missed it or something. Yeah, that's exciting. So many, and it's amazing that you guys can do so many different products. Even just one product is just overwhelming to me. You know what I mean? Just handling one, but handling all of those,
It's a lot of work, but Terran is a unique company where we have a different business structure than most biotechs. And so, unlike most biotechs, which use a more hierarchical business organization in the company, which can result in a lot of inefficiencies. At Terran, we actually have a flatter structure where we have, what I did is I founded Terran to model it after the fast-moving tech companies in Silicon Valley. And doing so, instead of just hiring on a big, pyramid organization, I hired on a team of highly trained operators, highly efficient operators, that then work on bringing in teams of world experts to solve problems previously thought impossible in biotech. And we've been able to solve a number of those and move very, very quickly.
So almost like small teams, and they control.
That's right.
Yeah. Are you familiar with what's a company? It's in Boca They do EHR. Are you familiar with them? I'll get their. They're interesting. They basically do. They started off with. Are you familiar with like the learning management system Blackboard? It used to be in universities, yes. Right? The founder of that, he exited and got millions and came down to Boca and went to the dermatologist and couldn't believe how antiquated they were in their medical care. So he said, this was a number of years ago, we got to do something. So what their model was, where instead of hiring programmers to teach them a little bit about medicine, what they did was they took physicians and said, they're smart people, right? I can teach them some JavaScript, and they can do like the workflow area. Then they can have the engineers behind them. So each group, and then I'll get like a rheumatologist, I'll get a dermatologist, and then they'll have a team behind them. And I was always impressed that they took it, not exactly like you're doing, but that they took that different approach. I'm not going to teach a computer scientist medicine and dermatology, but I definitely can teach a dermatologist. I can teach them, some JavaScript, and then they can get some other engineers behind them, and they can kind of work on the workflow. So it's kind of like interesting on that aspect. So
well, that's great. Very interesting.
Yeah. So it's interesting. They're based in Boca, then they're getting a lot of funding. Okay, so what is your? What are your challenges now?
Launching the product. We're working on getting that ready to launch. Reimbursement, handling reimbursements, and
so launching that product with the biomarkers is that product you have, right?
Right.
Okay. And what other product do you have then that can?
We're launching it's not a product yet, but what it is it's a lead asset called TerraXT that's been covered in the news, and this is something that can bring better forms of drugs to patients quicker. It's a new form of a drug. So the history there's a drug called CAR-XT that's up for FDA approval this year. The problem with CAR-XT is it's twice daily oral. Now, and it's owned by Bristol Myers, who paid $14 billion for it in a giant acquisition a few months ago. Mm-hmm. But Bristol Myers and Big Pharma typically only improve drugs on a 10 to 20 year time frame when patents expire.
Right.
So they typically don't make the long-acting injectable form or once daily oral form for many, many years. So we noticed that the best antipsychotics to date had been turned into prodrugs before. And what that is you just attach a little bit of extra material to the molecule, a side chain, and you improve the pharmacokinetics. And in doing so, you can create better forms. But because they turn into the original drug in the body, the FDA allows you to use an accelerated approval path to get the drug to market quickly, using all of the data from the first company that got it approved. And so we decided to do that on Bristol Myers' new drug, and we're successful. And so we hope to actually put our drug on the market very soon, 5 years after Bristol Myers puts theirs, using their data, and get the once daily form and multi-month long-acting injectable to patients so they don't have to wait 20 years.
Okay. And how is Bristol Myers responding to that?
Well, see, I'm sure they're not happy, but there's nothing they can do about it.
Okay, but okay. So they may be joining you.
We'll see.
You'll see what it is. No, if they can't stop you, then we'll see another. Oh, great. So it's good. All right. So at least I have a sense. Yeah, I saw you had on your team a number of chemists there, from chemistry. So now it makes a lot more sense, of what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's ambitious what you're doing, and I'm pleased to hear it. If I can, we'll talk later. I just wanted to see, I knew that I saw somewhere was Miami, so maybe we can kind of think about how we can kind of work together, or maybe you can come down. I do a lot of hybrid, so even if you guys can come online and show it, and we can do anything that I can think about that is appropriate. Just because I thought about this meeting, because it just accidental that tomorrow I'm going to this other meeting. They're doing it on campus. They're going to be showing some films and then talking about what is doing. I thought it'd be great for you guys to meet. But once you come back.
So, and let me just understand then what you're looking for is you want me or to talk about Taryn at some point?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Talk about Taryn, talk about those areas, and there's so many different people that you're doing. Talk also about how you're using AI. I do a number of different things around AI. I teach machine learning, deep learning, things like that. But we're also, and then I'm also helping in the healthcare, industry as well, and that, and how AI is helping with that. So that's why I was interested in that aspect of your work.
Yeah, no, that's great.
That
and
sounds great. Like the business school more, or is this more on the medical school side?
Medical school. It's a combination. It's a combination on both. I'm kind of housed in wearing a number of different hats because I'm helping the medical school in the business arena side of it. You know what I mean? So it's basically,
Like, is there like a series of like entrepreneurs or
yes.
CEOs that kind of come through the
yes,
the
exactly.
School? Yeah, because I mean, as Sam's background, he's an MD and a PhD.
Yeah, right.
So
that's what we're doing, and so it's joint. You know what I mean? So it's joint in terms of entrepreneurs and seeing we've had it in the past, and in the past, Miami is kind of like a fertile area in terms of trying out a lot of healthcare, but there are not a lot of companies down here. They're more in Boston and other areas, in that aspect. So I was happy to see that too, Sam.
Yeah,
that it was
happy to be a Miami company.
Yeah, so I'm saying, and a lot of times there was a lot of hype in Miami that didn't quite, come. But now I think in terms of even expertise, it's an international world, so you don't even need people to be housed, in certain areas. So it can be and much more hybrid now that you can do things. So that's what I was kind of looking. Now that I know what you guys are doing, when we have our series, we can invite you, and Dustin, you can come online as well. So your role, Dustin, is what in the company?
Yeah, so I'm also a physician by training, but I left to do biotech about 10 years ago, and I've been building biotech companies ever since. I've been here at Taryn for almost 5 years now.
Wow.
And I lead I'm the chief business officer, and I lead our business development and our operations across our therapeutics and technology pipelines.
Wow. Okay, great. You got a great team. Okay, so I'll let you guys go now that I kind of got an overview of it, and you can reach out to me too if you have any ideas on how possibly we can work together, or how we can help you.
Yeah, I think being in Miami it's a great opportunity to kind of get together, with the local ecosystem of potential entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And medical school folks,
Yeah. And also, I think I don't know, Sam. It's also FIU now has gotten some accreditation with their medical school, and they're going to be working with Baptist too, Sam. So it may
wow, that's really cool.
So they're going to be with that health center. So FIU is really growing too, because it used to be the only medical school kind of down in South Florida. Was the University of Miami, but FIU also, I think that's going to be really big. Even they started, especially when now they're going to be teaching, with Baptist Health, which is huge down here too.
Yeah, so is that related to U Miami?
No, it's separate. I'm just telling you that FIU is Florida International University is the state's, is the state school, and they basically a few years back basically acquired a medical school where it used to be at University of Florida. So since Miami's so growing, they had a medical school, but the problem with the medical school is they weren't affiliated with any hospitals. So now they're now just affiliated. Cool. They're affiliated now with Baptist. So I'm just thinking in terms for you guys, for Sam, as opportunities that you can think about, of trying out trials.
And then the last question before we hop is just, so Are these speaker series that you host, are they just for students, or are they kind
No,
of for the
no,
public?
no. They're more for the community.
For the community,
But
okay,
it's the
got it.
community. It's international. I work with a lot of. I've worked with a lot of startups as well. You know, even from I basically have mentored from startups to Fortune 500. But the series is not. Students can come in, but it's not geared for them.
I see.
You
Okay,
know what I
got it.
mean? But it's more for CAO and also for more for sometimes for CME. You know,
Sure, sure, yeah. Okay,
continuing medical education, kind of figuring that out. And like even my seminars, you can see they're physicians. Our physicians are. We have a program even of translational research where they get a master's in translational research. So they're physicians, but they need to do, their master's there is to do proposals about their projects, to get funding, for their projects. So it's a different way of looking at it. And especially now that AI has come more and more to fruition, we're focusing a lot of our seminar series on AI.
right.
So that's what I
All right.
wanted you to talk about more sense of
Got
it.
it.
Okay? Anything
Well,
else?
thanks for reaching out. No, this is great, and let us know.
I will, and let me know too. And Sam, when you get back to Miami, let us
Okay.
know too. Maybe we can get
Yeah,
together.
well, I'll be back at the end of next week. So after that,
Yeah, we'll
just let me
see.
know if there's,
Yeah, we'll
keep
see.
in touch.
Yeah, keep in touch if you have anything or something that's of interest that I can attend or something to get more of a sense of what you guys do. If
Okay.
you ever do anything,
Okay, will do.
especially do.
Okay.
Okay, great to meet
Thanks a
you
lot, Sarah.
guys.
Okay,
Glad to
meet you
hear
too.
it.
All right.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.